It's fun to be on the snow and ice with this car because it's so nice handling and it brings a lot of memory back after 40 years, and then you get the car. It's such a good shape. It's really good.
Hello and welcome to a special program on a very special car. A car that changed the world, literally. And I know that's been claimed about a lot of cars. But as soon as I say that rallying was never the same since it was introduced, I think you've already worked out that this is about the Audi Quattro. But to understand the significance of the Quattro to Audi, you need a little history lesson. And this is the story of Audi and the backstory of where it came from.
Apart from the Olympic rings, they're probably the most famous ones. But why does the Audi logo actually consist of these 4 rings? It's very simple. Each ring represents an originally independent automobile manufacturer. The 4 rings symbolize the merger of these companies into a group. One by one. We start with August Horch, who became an independent car manufacturer back in the late 19th century with the Horch Works. Shortly after the conversion into a corporation, he left the firm and promptly founded a second car company. But now he could no longer use his last name. So he decided to have the German word Horch, listen, translated into Latin, and out came Audi. A further ring represents the former company Wanderer, which enriched the car sector with its small car Pupchen. Now all that's missing is the former Chopauer Motorenwerke DKW, the first ever company to bring cars with front-wheel drive onto the market. In 1932, the 4 companies merged to form the Auto Union AG, which later became Audi AG, and has remained true to its original trademark, the 4 rings, since 1932.
By the 1970s, Audi had become part of the Volkswagen Group, or the VAG Group as it is now. And to understand its importance within that group, you have to understand that they were the Volkswagen Group. Bugatti was to come later, Bentley was to come later, Seat, Skoda, they weren't in the group. And Audi had to position itself alongside Volkswagen and create a distinctive character. The Volkswagen Group was already evolving from the Volkswagen Beetle to the successful Golf, and it had, by the end of the 70s, really become accepted as a mainstream quality sporting brand. But Audi, it was decided to go upmarket and compete with Mercedes, BMW, which was also on an upward push, Jaguar. But it was seen as a front-wheel drive, second-tier product, and it was difficult to break out of that. And the Quattro wasn't its first attempt.
Dieser Wagen hat 115 PS. Ist in 9,9 Sekunden auf 100 und 185 dauerschnell. Mit Frontantrieb. Hat die sportliche Exklusivausstattung. Audi 100 Coupé S für eine neue Sportfahrerklasse.
So, 1980, the next attempt at relaunching, rebranding Audi as an upmarket manufacturer came with the Quattro, so a lot was riding on it. It didn't just have 4-wheel drive, it had a whole new styling ethos that was to show the more aerodynamic, boxy styling that was to follow with the Audis through the 80s. But more importantly, it had that 4-wheel drive system. And now it was important to educate the public to the advantages and the glamour of 4-wheel drive.
frei bewegen zu können. Heutzutage heißt das auch, in einem sicheren und leistungsstarken Automobil die Umwelt zu erschließen. In Deutschland, wo das Automobil erfunden wurde, erwartet man von einem neuen Fahrzeugtyp mehr als nur ein Fortbewegungsmittel, mehr als nur eine perfekte Massenfertigung. Die Ingenieure und Techniker von Audi wollten daher dem Autokäufer mehr bieten als nur neue Dimensionen an Kraft und Beschleunigung. Sie hatten den Mut, Neuland zu betreten und haben damit einen entscheidenden Schritt in die technische Zukunft gewagt. Audi Quattro. Ein ungewöhnlicher Name für ein ungewöhnliches Auto. Die lange Frontantriebserfahrung von Audi und die Weiterentwicklung und Verbesserung herkömmlicher Antriebstechniken bildeten die Grundlage zur Konstruktion des Quattro. Der Allradantrieb dieses Wagens ist daher mehr als reine Traktionshilfe oder Unterstützung bei extremen Geländeverhältnissen. Der Allradantrieb des Quattro ist ein integrierter Bestandteil einer neu durchdachten Autokonzeption. Die Gebirgsstraßen zum steilsten befestigten Alpenpass, der Turracher Höhe, sind mit Schnee und Eis verkrustet. Hier lassen sich mit der modernen Interpretation des klassischen Gran Turismo die extremsten Fahranforderungen erfüllen, die man heute an ein Auto stellen kann. Gleichzeitig wird aber auch die fortschrittliche Technik des Quattro überzeugend demonstriert. Alles ohne Schneeketten und nur mit VR-Sommerreifen. Noch Fahrleistungen zu haben, wo andere zurückbleiben, erschließt eine neue Dimension. Die Vorzüge sind mess- und belegbar. Traktionsgewinn bei glatter Fahrbahn. Bessere Seitenführung in Kurven. Wesentliche Verbesserung des Fahrverhaltens, besonders bei schneller Fahrt auf trockener, nasser und glatter Straße. Fast keine Lastwechselreaktionen. Kürzere Bremswege durch reduzierte Blockierneigung. Verringerte Aquaplaning-Gefahr. Reduzierter Reifenverschleiß. Der Audi Quattro demonstriert technische Spitzenleistung im Alltagsbetrieb. Auf nasser, verschmutzter oder vereister Fahrbahn sowie an extremen Steigungen besticht er durch seine verblüffenden Fahreigenschaften. Sicherheitsnormen, Aerodynamik und Platz für 5 Personen prägen das Äußere in einer dynamischen Keilform. Sie ist von eigenwilliger Schönheit, funktionell, unverwechselbar sportlich und dennoch nicht aggressiv. Die Technik des Quattro ist erprobt. Der 5-Zylinder-Turbomotor mit Ladeluftkühlung und kennfeldgesteuerter Elektronikzündung ist mit 147 Kilowatt oder 200 PS das Produkt moderner Spitzentechnik. Bei der Verwirklichung ihrer Idee konnten die Audi-Ingenieure auf bewährte Grundlagen aus dem serienerprobten Baukasten zurückgreifen. Mit dem allradgetriebenen Quattro zeigt Audi, welche Möglichkeiten technischer Weiterentwicklung auch im Automobilbau von heute gegeben sind. Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik.
Getting the message across about the advantages of four-wheel drive required something more than just slick advertising. It needed a motorsport pedigree, and what better than the World Rally Championship? One of the first drivers to experience the Quattro and its impact on the rally scene was Hannu Mikkola.
We did the first stage quite near Grenoble, short one, 14 k's, but all the way uphill nearly. And I remember Darnis started in front of me, 1 minute in front of me, and when I had done 7 k's, I passed him like anything. You know, it was a sort of very tight bend, and then maybe half a kilometer straight, and you know, I passed him maybe 100 kilometers different in the speed. When we came to the start of the next stage, Ari pulled next to me, and he said that with David Richards, who used to be his co-driver, they had a bet what was my time. Nobody really knew how well the car will go, and Dave Richards said that I did the same than the best time, and Ari said you were 10 seconds faster than best time. And I remember very well I said, yes, you are quite right, but I was 1 minute.
And four-wheel drive dominance was upon us. But they didn't have it all their own way. In 1982, Michel Mouton was pipped by Walter Röhrl to become the world champion at the time. And then in 1983, the Constructors' Championship was taken away by Lancia, the last time a two-wheel drive car had taken that particular crown. So they wanted to come in all guns blazing for 1984. And that meant getting the best driver in the world, Walter Röhrl. In 1984, the competition were catching up and Audi decided to counter this with the most brutal version of the Quattro, the S1.
Im Prinzip bist du bei dem Auto mit dem Denken schon zu langsam.
Rechts minus Ihnen, sofort Aufgruppe, rechts voll Ihnen, 80, Achtung Nachgruppe links minus, 40, Nachgruppe mittelrechts plus Ihnen, 80, Achtung Aufgruppe, rechts minus eng, sofort mittellinks plus 60, mittellinks, Wellenaufgruppe, sofort mittelrechts plus lang, 70, rechts minus Ihnen Aufgruppe, sofort links voll, 50, mittelrechts plus Ihnen, sofort links voll, sofort Gruppe voll, 70, Achtung mittellinks plus 40, mittelrechts plus Ihnen, 50, Aufgruppe rechts voll, 50, mittelrechts plus Ihnen.
1987, Group B was banned from the world rallying scene and was replaced with Group A, which left the manufacturers a bit of a headache. Some sought other forms of motorsport and a lot of privateers took on the cars and found a lot of success with them in rallycross. But a few manufacturers found forms of motorsport where the ban didn't really apply, endurance rallying being one of them. And in America, there was one particular hill climb where the Quattro was destined to rule. So the Quattro achieved its intended goal. It helped build a brand. It also created a sporting legacy that to this day Audi have built on, and they are now seen on a par with BMW and Mercedes as a luxury manufacturer, and all that goes back to the Quattro in 1980. In fact, not only do Audi offer four-wheel drive in most of their models, nearly every other manufacturer offers four-wheel drive in most of its models. Even BMW's M Series sports car range now has the option of four-wheel drive in some of its cars. That is the ultimate compliment, and also the ultimate statement of how important the Audi Quattro was.
Snow-covered roads, bitterly cold, perfect conditions. Quattro, the drive system for great traction and handling. On a dry road, the engine's propulsive power is transferred nearly one-to-one to the wheels. On snow and ice, it takes the right technology to enable better traction and handling. The Quattro Drive provides the best conditions for this. Sebastian Strasser, head of the department at Audi that develops the Quattro drive system, knows all about its advantages. Essentially, Quattro technology is designed to operate ideally on surfaces with any friction coefficient. When driving on snow, for instance, in the electronically controlled system, such as the one in the R8, we redirect a lot of torque to the second axle to achieve the best traction possible at both wheels there. That is, we exploit the capabilities of both axles as ideally as possible. To avoid a loss of traction, the drive torques must be distributed to both axles in a targeted way. We're at the Audi test site in Scandinavia to learn more about Quattro technology. As many as 400 engineers work here to test and improve Audi technologies under extreme conditions. The Quattro development team is here too, tuning the Quattro technology for each Audi model over many test kilometers. Right now, Michael Baer is optimizing the actively controlled all-wheel drive system in an Audi R8 with winter tires to enable ideal traction and handling on snow and ice. Our system ensures that the engine torque or propulsive power is distributed to the correct wheel at the right time and that the vehicle drives safely and with stability, offering customers the best possible traction. Michael Baer uses an instrument to measure the torques at which the wheels spin on the 6.5 kilometre test route at a temperature of -18 degrees Celsius. In drifts, the instrument reading is pegged. The Audi R8 slides sideways across the road. The Quattro drive should prevent this by distributing the drive torques to all four wheels in a specific way. Especially at these low friction values, you need four-wheel drive at all four wheels to transfer the drive torques to the road surface, first to improve traction for customers and second to improve handling so that they don't come up short on driving enjoyment. What looks like continual driving pleasure on snow and ice is for the Audi engineers their fine-tuning of Quattro technology so that Audi customers can enjoy a clear advantage in drive systems for both normal and extreme road conditions. Even though the Quattro drive delivers better traction and greater driving stability, it's not possible to shorten braking distances on winter roads.
Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned because the Alternative Car Show is back with a new episode which is coming up in a couple of weeks. And yeah, please spread the word, and by all means leave your comments in the section below.